Welcome back to my channel. Today is day 14 of the Embody Your Higher Self Challenge. If you're not already, make sure you are hitting that subscribe button and following along so you can be updated with all my future uploads. Today we are talking about eating healthy. When I think of my higher self, I think of somebody that is eating well, is fueling their body correctly, and is actually making sure that they are getting the right nutrition that they need. I'm currently somebody that does not eat very well. They barely have any vegetables and water in their diet, and I would rather just pick out for a snack and a can of Coke than fueling my body correctly with the right nutrition that I need. So this is where I know my higher self would be showing up so differently when it comes to eating healthy and fueling my body correctly. I need to make sure that I'm looking at the ingredients that I'm actually putting into my body and the health benefits of each thing that I am actually eating and drinking along the way. Now, I'm a big tea drinker, so the first thing in the morning I go straight for a cup of tea, and I know this is not actually helping me wake up in the morning and fuel my body correctly from the get-go. From the beginning of this challenge, I have been trying to have water first when I wake up and then move on to a tea, but it just gets so difficult to actually implement that every single day when you wake up and you are just needing that hit of the caffeine. Now, this could be the same for my coffee drinkers out there. You know the feeling of having that nice warm cup of coffee or tea when you first wake up. It just hits different than a glass of water does. I know that it's not something that is good for us to have that as the first thing that we have when we wake up, but sometimes we just need it. This isn't, however, how I see my higher self showing up, so it's something that I need to begin to change more and more. The first thing I want to do when I wake up is have a glass of water and make sure that I'm hydrating myself from the night before. I know that we go a good 8 hours without drinking anything, so when I first wake up, I want to make sure that I'm being healthy with what I'm fueling my body with straight away. It is something that I struggle with a lot. I drink a lot of fizzy, and I would rather have a cup of tea, wait until midday to then have a glass of fizzy before having water. And it sounds absolutely ridiculous when I say it out loud, but it's the truth, and it is something that I've noticed my health over the years. I am now 30 years old, so I know that I need to help my body along its way of growing older. It's not going to be that spring chicken that it was. I need to make sure that what I'm putting in my body now is really fueling it in the right way so I can grow older without aches, without pains, without being unhealthy on the inside and out. I feel like when we are becoming our higher selves, we are making sure that all areas of our lives are up leveling. And this is one area that I know I struggle with. I go on a phase of wanting to cook really well, and I'll get my cookbooks out and I will be baking, and I make sure that I'm doing some really good vegetables in the dinner, and I'll do a good stew, or I'll add vegetables with every single meal. And then I fall off the rails and I'm having pretty much carbs every single day. And it will be carbs for breakfast, carbs for lunch, carbs for dinner. And I just turn into a carb. I don't understand how I am as slim as I am from what I'm eating. Obviously, when you're younger, your metabolism is a lot better. As you start to get older, that goes downhill. And I am aware that that happens. So I want to nip that in the bud now. I know I am very unhealthy. I'm not fueling my body correctly. I feel the aches, I feel the pains, I get unwell quite easily. And I know this is all down to my nutrition that I'm having through foods and through supplements. So say if I need to have my multivit, I do take vitamins that help me, and I want to get away from that. I want to be able to fuel my body correctly with food that we should be doing. So this is something I want to implement within this challenge of becoming my higher self. If you too have noticed that you don't eat very well and you're not eating, say, your protein amount for the day or your vegetables and getting enough greens and fruits into your diet or water, then we're on the same path here. We both need to learn the benefits of fueling our body correctly. There is so many good nutritionists out there. I'm not a nutritionist, so do not follow me when it comes to food. I know that I need help when it comes to nutrition and what to fuel my body with. So it is something that I will be outsourcing in order to actually up level me and my life to becoming this higher version of me that is well looked after and knows what they are putting in their body. And we are overall going to feel better. I know that I don't feel great at the moment, and this is due to the fact I don't eat well. There is nothing else I can say about it. I don't eat well. Although I'm quite slim slim at the moment, I'm unhealthy, and that's not a good trait to have. I would rather be a bit bigger and really healthy than being a bit slimmer and severely unhealthy. Things ache, things hurt. I get ill a lot. As I said, it's not normal, and I know it's down to me of what I am fueling my body with and how much water I'm drinking. I get headaches a lot because I don't drink enough, and when I drink enough, they go away. Funny that. It is so related to how we are feeling. Our body is how we feel, and if we're trying to become that higher version of us that shows up confidently, are happy with themselves, we're doing all of these other areas to improve how we feel. Why are we not focusing on the one thing that will actually help the most, which I believe is food? We need to fuel our bodies correctly to what we need personally. I have a gluten intolerance, so this is a massive problem for me when it comes to food. It does stop me eating certain things because of the gluten content, but it also then pushes me to other things, such as I eat a lot more chocolate, I eat a lot more cheese and snacks, because it's just not affecting me. I would rather just have that one donut. Obviously I can get gluten free, but it's a lot more expensive, and I don't want to be baking all the time just to have that one donut. Whereas I would just like to walk in to the donut shop such as Krispy Kreme and grab a donut. I can't really do that because I haven't actually found any around here that are gluten free. So for me, it's very much of making sure that I'm actually fueling my body correctly for the fact that I have a bit of an intolerance. You could have a full on allergy or an intolerance that you've got to work around. And it's something we need to actually think about when it comes to the nutrition side of things, of what our body is lacking because we have that allergy or that intolerance, and working around that of how we can actually help ourselves move forward and nourish ourselves properly going forward. If this is your journey, you need to go on your own journey with food and health. It could be that you need to get a test done with what you're intolerant to and figure out what is actually good for your body, what's not. Get a nutritionist. There's so many things that we can do to help, or just start eating better. So it doesn't have to be anything expensive or hard work. It can just be simply eating more vegetables, eating more protein, making sure that we're not just having carbs every single meal like I do. It can be simple. So it's one of them things that we just need to work out what works for our body, and we will see the benefits later on. And that's all that I have for you for this video. I hope this has helped you think about exactly what you are eating, what you're not eating enough of, and what effects can food have on your body. Have you got any intolerance that you don't know about? Have you got an allergy that you don't know about yet? Maybe you do need to see a nutritionist or a specialist to find out anything that you are struggling with within your body. But otherwise, just start eating well, and let's see how our bodies are actually feeling after a certain period of time. How does the extra water and the extra vegetables make us feel overall? I know that it's going to help me, so it's going to be something that I embody as my higher self. There are so many more tips to come, so make sure you are liking and subscribing so you can be notified of all my future uploads. And until next time, keep manifesting your biggest goals.